We're going to be doing a little bit of a breathwork session today. We're going to wait a little bit. And first, I want you to take this word that you have chosen here together, and I want you to get out your journal. And I want you to write down 3 ways that you're embodying this energy. So you have your intention. 3 ways that you're embodying this energy today in your daily life. How are you embodying the change? How are you embodying love? How are you embodying appreciation? And we have this full moon in Virgo coming up in 2 days. And Virgo is very much anchoring things into the body. Very much has to do with allowing yourself to have all of this knowledge and wisdom and all of these different, it's a mercurial aspect, so it has all of these different ways of expressing and sharing itself. And so I want you to focus on how you are bringing this intention, this energy into the body. What actions are you taking? How are you moving in your life? How are you being the embodiment of your intention? And let's just take a moment here to close your eyes and to connect with this intention through the body. So I want you to imagine that there is this beautiful white cord of pure light energy beaming out of your heart. And this energy that's beaming out of your heart is connected to this intention that you're holding. It's connected to appreciation. It's connected to change. It's connected to whatever your intention is. And I want you to imagine this cord, this string of white light, bringing that thing closer and closer and closer, and feeling that connection permeate your cells. Allowing that appreciation, allowing that change, allowing that intention into your heart. Allowing it to become a part of you. And as we move throughout this session, I want you to continue to invite in this presence of this intention. Allow yourself to really feel this intention moving with you throughout this session, throughout your day, throughout your life. Become the embodiment of this intention. Become the embodiment of this energy and let it move through you. Let it pour through you. Let it become a part of you. What does it feel like to circulate this intention in your body. So maybe it's change, maybe it's abundance, maybe it's pleasure, maybe it's stability, maybe it's the sensation of more. What does it feel like to feel that in your body? What does it feel like to move with that energy? What does it feel like to sit with that energy? And if you're having a hard time accessing this energy, this is going to sound counterproductive and counterintuitive, but if you are having a hard time connecting to the energy of pleasure or whatever your intention is that you want to feel, bring awareness to what you're currently feeling. What's your ability to circulate pain? What's your ability to circulate the sensation of not enough? Can you remain stable and hold that sensation despite anything that comes up? Hello to everyone joining. I'm so grateful that you're here. What does it feel like to circulate the elevated emotion in your body? What does it feel like to circulate hatred, greed, envy? What does it feel like to circulate those emotions? Because your capacity to feel those emotions is also your capacity to feel the emotions that make you feel really good too. That elevated emotion to the body is the same experience. So that anxiety, that fear is actually your capacity to feel the opposite end of the spectrum, which is love, which is gratitude, which is appreciation. What does it feel like to hold that elevated emotion in your body? Do you feel shaky? Do you feel stable? Do you feel excited? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel uncomfortable? I want you to just invite that in right now. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel whatever is coming up for you. And right now in this moment, I want you to begin to realize that you get to decide how you interpret the elevated emotion that is being circulated in your body. You get to decide how you feel when this sensation comes up for you. So I want you to come back to this intention that we set in the beginning. Your intention, the word that you're placing on the altar. And with this intention, we're going to do a little bit of a breathwork exercise. And this is something that you can do whenever. I don't recommend doing it very often because it is an experience for your body. But what we're going to do is I'm going to guide you through a little bit of breathing. And the way that this breathing is going to work is it's going to be a circular breath. And so what that means is we're going to breathe in and exhale. Breathe in through the mouth, exhale through the mouth. Breathe in, exhale, continuously. All right. So what that's going to look like, what that's going to sound like is deep breath. Almost like you're underwater breathing, one of those things. I don't know what that's called, but one of those tanks. So we're going to do that for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to do a 45-second breath hold. And that sounds like a long time, but after cultivating your breath and your chi in this way, it's going to be so much easier to actually do the breath hold. And then we're going to do 3 rounds of this, and on the last round, and I'll remind you as we go, on the last round, we're going to do inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. And we're going to really anchor that intention in to the body. So the whole point of this is to really anchor this intention into the body. And I want you to remember that if you feel any sort of emotion, if you feel any sort of anything, elevated emotion, that's okay. It's your capacity to sit with that and own that. And you might feel a sensation of needing to laugh or needing to cry, and that's okay. Let yourself do that, and then come back to the breath as you can. So we're going to go ahead and start now. Get into a seated position or a position where your back is supported. And we're going to start. I'm going to guide you through this breathwork session. Thank you for being here. Okay, so breathing in through the mouth. Out. Closing your eyes. Continuing with the breath in and out. In and out. Allowing yourself to really feel this breath going all the way deep into your belly, filling your lungs before it's exhaled back into the world. Letting your body really feel what it feels like to feel alive, to be able to breathe, to be able to own its power through the breath, through the prana, through the life force, in and out, in and out. You might start to feel a little dizzy, a little lightheaded. That's okay, just keep going. Keep allowing yourself to engage in the breath, in and out, in and out, in and out. You may feel certain areas of your body start to tingle. Allow this to happen. You're very, very safe here. Continuing to breathe in and out, in and out, in and out. And I want you to anchor back into this intention once again. What does it feel like to breathe with this intention? What does it feel like to breathe with pleasure? What does it feel like to breathe with stability? What does it feel like to breathe and be in continuous relationship with this intention that you have set? You may start to feel your brain feeling a little funny. You may start to feel palpitations in your chest. Just continuing to breathe, allowing yourself to feel the sensation of what it means to be alive, of what it means to circulate the breath in your body, in and out, in and out, in and out, consciously directing your life force. We're coming to the end of this round. You're almost there. You got this. Anchoring in to the intention that you set in the beginning. Allowing yourself to really feel the sensations of what it means to circulate that intention. Allowing yourself to feel connected to the earth. Allowing yourself to feel connected to this intention through purity, through relationship. And on that exhale, bringing the breath once again to the top, taking another deep inhale and holding it at the top. So you got it. Imagine yourself sitting and eye-gazing with this intention that you've set, with what you've put on the altar here in this space. What does it feel like to be still with this sensation? And when you can no longer hold the breath, you can go ahead and exhale. And we're going to start another round here in 1 second. You can move the body if you need to. Allowing yourself to really feel this intention again. And we're going to start another round. In and out. And in this round, I want you to really connect with what it feels like to communicate with this intention. What does it feel like this pleasure or this pain or this elevated emotion is desiring to speak to you? What does it feel like to be in relationship, in communication with this change, this pleasure, this pain, this appreciation? Continuing to breathe in and out, in and out, in and out. allowing your stomach to fill up with air each time. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. What is this emotion prompting you to do? What is this emotion asking of you? What is this emotion communicating with you? Maybe it's asking for you to create more safe spaces. Maybe it's asking for a boundary to be set. Maybe it's asking for you to enjoy life a little bit more. Continuing to breathe, letting the breath speak to you, letting the emotion speak to you through this breath, allowing yourself to be filled with the wisdom of this emotion. Allowing yourself to feel appreciation for your ability to even breathe, for your ability to even experience this life, to experience this emotion, to be able to speak with this emotion. In and out, in and out, in and out. We got one more minute here of breathing in and out. You got this. Keep breathing in and out, in and out. Allowing yourself to feel any sensations that come up for you. And on that last exhale, we're going to breathe in one more time together, one deep breath, and hold it at the top. I want you to recognize your tenacity, your ability to be in control, your ability to own the power of your life force and own the power of your body. Do you feel the power that lies in your lungs, in your breath, in your chest, in your tummy, in your ability to hold this breath, in your ability to own this breath, in your ability to communicate through this breath? Do you feel the life force pulsing through you in every single moment? And letting yourself exhale. And we're going to start our last round of breathing. Hello. We're going to start our last round of breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, this circular breath. I want you to breathe all the way in, deep into your belly, allowing that air to really permeate every single cell in your body, and exhaling anything that is no longer serving you, that is no longer allowing you to access this intention that you've set. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Breathing life into the parts of you that are starting to speak with sensation. In through the nose and out through the mouth. You may start to feel yourself heating up. You may start to feel tinglies or sensation lifting you up or guiding you to different parts of your body. Let yourself explore through the breath, continuing in and out, in and out, in and out. Allowing any memories to resurface, allowing any reference points that may come up for you to speak to you, to share their story with you, allowing these sensations to speak to you, to guide you as you are guiding your breath in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. This is the last round, so make a count. We have 1 more minute. In and out, in and out, in and out. And I want you to start to notice the rejuvenation that's alive in your cells right now. That sensation that you feel is because you're alive, is because you're not numb, is because you're turned on, is because you're tuned in. So I want you to really access a deep layer of appreciation for being able to feel that sensation, to be able to guide this breath, allowing it to speak to you and through you as we enter our last seconds in this breathing. In and out, in and out. And before we end this breathing and hold for 45 seconds, I want you to ask for guidance in regard to your intention that you set. What is the intention calling you to do? What action? How are you to show up in the world? And on that exhale, we're going to do our last breath hold. In and hold. And as you feel that you need to, you can let that breath go. And let yourself soften into your normal breathing. And in this state, I want you to just begin to recognize any insights, downloads, guidance that is coming up for you. Noticing what your body is calling you to. Noticing what actions you're being guided to. Noticing what your intuition is speaking through you. And before we come out of this meditative space, I want you to tap into a vision, something bigger than you. And it's probably a vision that you keep being presented with. It keeps coming up for you. Maybe it's a vision of being in a forest. Maybe it's a vision of doing something you love. I want you to just sit in that vision for a moment. Allowing yourself to feel the feelings that come up when that vision is presented to you or when you're sitting in that vision. Does it feel scary? Does it feel shaky? Do you feel stable? Do you feel excited? Are you nervous? What does that vision bring up within you? And how committed are you to that vision? How unwavering are you in allowing that to come into fruition despite what your current circumstances or current reality is showing you? And I want you to remember this vision. I want you to remember your intention. I want you to connect to this intention and this vision regularly. Because when we do this, we normalize it in our system. We allow it to become normal. We allow it to be connected to us, to be in relationship with us. And we become the conjurer of the sensations associated with this vision. No matter how big it is, the more that you can normalize it in your nervous system by allowing yourself to create a relationship with it, to familiarize yourself with it, to tap into it regularly, to hold it regularly in your body, to feel the sensations that come up for you. The easier it's going to be, and the more it's going to make sense when it actually does come into fruition. The more you're going to be able to actually know with a deep knowing feeling inside of you what is meant for you. And so as you let go of this vision and come back into this space, I want you to recognize your capacity as a conscious creator here and now. You get to decide the sensations you circulate. You get to decide that it's okay for you to circulate the unwanted too. That you get to hold that too. And it does not shake you or break you. It only adds to your stability. It only adds to your power. Because you are in control. You are the creator. And yet there is something bigger than you, guiding you in aiding you in holding this vision that seems so massive, this intention that feels so unattainable. Or maybe it's an intention that feels so close to your heart that it almost seems too good to be true. I want you to know that you are not alone in holding this vision for yourself. There are people, energies, places working with you to hold this frequency, to hold this vision. And the more that you can normalize it in your nervous system, the more that you can tap into it regularly, the easier it is for this to become your reality, for these sensations of love, of connection, of gradual change, of desired change, to become normalized in your reality, to the point where you don't even have to consciously put your energy there anymore, where it becomes a natural byproduct of who you are being. And so my homework for you after this breathing and meditative session is to take one action with this energy in mind. Take one action while you're circulating this energy of stability, of prosperity, of abundance, of excitement, of pleasure. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could literally just be like going for a walk, going to the grocery store, going outside, appreciating a bird, watching your favorite Netflix show, and just having immense gratitude and appreciation for your ability to even sense and perceive what it is that you're watching. Every experience is valuable. Even the pain, even the shakiness. But our capacity to allow ourselves to feel the pain, to feel the shakiness, and remain solid, remain stable, is our capacity to feel the pleasure, is our capacity to feel stability, is our capacity to circulate elevated emotion in our body. And our body does not know the difference between good and bad, right and wrong. Our body only knows sensation. So as you move throughout your day today, I want you to move with this energy. Remember the work that we have done here today. And allow yourself to be guided by this intention. Allow yourself to be guided by the emotions that are coming up for you, whether they're perceivably good or perceivably bad. Sometimes you need to have a breakdown in order to take an action. Sometimes you need to break down in order to know what you need to do. So let yourself experience. Let yourself move through life. Let yourself be with life and the sensations that come up for you in your body. And whenever it feels like it's too much, I want you to come back to the breath. And remember the power that you have to circulate your breathing. And that is your capacity to circulate the emotions. And that is your capacity to create change for yourself. And that is your capacity to remain solid, to remain stable. No matter what the world throws at you. Shake it out, 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 shake it out. That was so beautiful. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to hear of your transformations, of your breakthroughs. Drop them on this post. If you're not in the free Facebook community, get in the free Facebook community. If you're watching this from the free Facebook community, welcome. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. Thank you for riding along on this journey. Thank you for remembering your power. And I'm excited to see you and connect with you more. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to send me a message. Let's connect. Let's grow together. The future is ours. The future is ours. I will see you next month. So you just witnessed our free call that we do in our free Facebook community every month on the 22nd, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And it's a vibe. Every single month we go through like a little bit of a different energy. So last month we did a somatic exercise. This month we did breathwork. And these are all personalized. So like when you hop on live, we can personalize it to the specific emotions that you're going through. So that's why I love these sessions, because it's just a really fun chance to connect. It's a really fun chance to get to know each other, to build community, to work with our power, to work with our emotions, and to really create this like sense of stability in our lives outside of regular social media. So if you want to join, there's a link on my profile. You can join on there, or we also have a free Telegram community that I drop the link in for the call every month. So, such a pleasure. And since we have one person on here with me live, I'm going to do a little extra thing for you. We're going to do a little card reading. So let me get my cards. Happy full moon in Virgo. I have a Virgo stellium, so like, oh my gosh. I'm feeling this full moon crazy. So the deck I'm using is Moon, can you see it? Moon Witch by Cosmic Valeria. It's a beautiful deck. I love it. We're just gonna do a little collective reading. So what does the collective hear? Ooh. Need to hear. Say hi in the comments. I want to chat with you. Let's connect. I'm gonna do two more. Okay, we're not. Okay, so I'm getting this like very like new beginning energy. Like, so for some of you, there was this journey that you were on, and every single time you embarked on this journey, it was like you ended up in despair. You ended up not being able to see the bright side of what was going on for you. And so it caused you to continuously have these like moments of isolation, these moments of contemplation, and you would get like these really beautiful ideas, but every single time that you would execute on them, it's like you almost like cock-blocked yourself. Like you would end up in your own head, you would end up like going on the journey, but almost in a way where it was like you kind of set yourself up to fail, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't like you were like, oh, I'm gonna fail. It was more like you just emotionally didn't have the bandwidth or the capacity to remain solid, remain stable. So this is beautiful that you were here today, because we did a lot of work around that. But what I'm seeing is that you're tapping into your inner child more and more and more. And so it's becoming less about the logical mind. It's becoming less about like trying to figure it all out and make sure everything is all good, and more about like, okay, where can I follow like my passions? Like, where can I like follow my dreams? How can I become the sun of my life? How can I become the tenderer to my inner child? How can I show up for my inner child? How can I manage this garden that I've built for myself? And how can I let go of the burdens of the past? Like, even though I may have like fucked up, or I may have like taken the hard way or whatever, it's like, how can I like reframe that? How can I make it so that I am emotionally fulfilled, so that I'm not all in my head, so that I'm not contemplating everything, and so that I can be in harmony with the world that I'm creating versus the world that is in the rearview mirror. And let's see, how can we do that? What else do we need to know? Apparently a lot, because I just dropped a bunch of cards. Oh. It's time to own your inner power. It's time to see this as a balancing of the scales. It's time to realize that you weren't really locked out in the cold. That was just an illusion of your mind, because you weren't actually taking care of yourself and your inner child. You weren't actually tending to your own needs. You're putting everyone else in front of you and making sure that everyone else is good without actually taking care of yourself first. And so now it's time to own your inner power. It's time to balance out the scales. It's time to actually let yourself be known for your gifts. It's time to own your inner fire. It's time to let yourself be seen. It's time to not give a fuck about what anybody else is doing. Like, it's time to be so far in your own lane that even the people merging in front of you don't even faze you. And it's time to access this layer of emotion. Like, I feel like a lot of what you do is like you're going through the motions, and you're just like, you're doing it just to do it, just because you don't want to be in the past. And if you don't do it, you feel like you're stuck in the past. And it's kind of like this energy of like you had to save yourself. Like you had to be the one to, and you're realizing this. Like you're realizing like you broke your own heart. Like it was no one except for you. And now that you know your power, now that you know how to be the fool, it's like you're not afraid of it anymore. It's like, okay, I'll be the fool. Okay. And it's like, it's almost like all the demons or all the things that are coming up for you, all the obstacles, it's like they give up and they walk away. Because you realize, like, oh, it's all just me. It's all just me. Like, if it's all just me, then what can hurt me, right? Like, what can really, like, if I'm in control, like, there's nothing that can hurt me. But I also see this need to tap into something bigger than you. Because what I'm getting is that you have a lot of abundance, but you don't see it that way because you're always striving for something else. And that's not a bad thing, right? That's not a bad thing. But what if you could appreciate what you have and where you are now and allow yourself to actually sit in this energy of appreciation and gratitude and divine union, not necessarily with another person, but with the energy that you've already cultivated, with the energy that you've already brought to life. And I see that there's this kind of like fear that's stopping you from doing that because it's like, oh, well, if I appreciate what I have now, then that means that I'll be stuck here forever. Or that means that like I'm vulnerable and I'm weak and I have to put up this like guard of like, you can't touch me, you can't hurt me kind of energy. And I want you to know that your fears are just as powerful as your desires, but neither of them have control over you when you're moving from the energy of love in the present moment. When you're moving from the energy of love in the present moment, we have this tendency to be like, oh, like that's gonna make me weak, that's gonna make me vulnerable, but it actually shows your strength. It shows how powerful you are to not be bothered by the external circumstances. It shows how powerful you are to stand in your truth despite the state of the world, despite the external. It's like you're no longer stuck in this house that you identified with for so long, like this realm of existence that you identified with for so long. You're no longer stuck there. It's time for you to stop. You're realizing that you're owning the dark parts. You're owning this energy of like knowing that you stop yourself from taking the action sometimes. And it's allowing you to really harness this emotional wisdom and step into this Queen of Pentacles energy. But it's so ironic though, because with this Queen of Pentacles energy, you also expose yourself to being the Hanged One. And a lot of people get this card, they're like, oh, that's so bad. But really, this is like a state of stillness. It's like a state of like, almost like you put yourself in this position and you're owning it. And it's because of your ability to be in this Queen of Pentacles energy, owning all of your gifts, owning all of the things that you have in the physical, that puts you in this position, because people see this and they're like, oh, she's entitled, oh, she's this, and they have all these projections about you, and that's what creates this energy of the Hanged One. But when you're owning it, it doesn't even matter what other people are thinking. This is the balance, this is the polarity. And through your own magic, you get to be perceived as both. And it doesn't really matter because, again, you're not focused on the external. You don't need the validation of the external. You don't need the validation of someone telling you, oh, you're doing great. Yeah, you're creating this balance, this masculine and this feminine balance. And when you're really owning